Hello, I'm Mark Matt the Honour Estate and another edition of Raw out of 10. Of course, it is a big episode of Raw today because it is, we're only a few weeks away now from WrestlePalooza. We've got Worlds Collide this week on Friday as well. Not really sure if that's got too much Raw involvement, but yeah, obviously with the return of AJ Lee on SmackDown, we got her on the show this week. So yeah, it's a big episode, and let's get straight into things. And we kick things off on the heels of an apparent reunion. The Usos kicked off Raw. Before the Usos could say much, Breakker and Bronson interrupted. The heels attacked, leaving the twins like Roman, who was still sidelined after the Visions start clash in Paris. The Usos cut a unified front, laying down a challenge for WrestlePalooza. LA Knight attacked Reed and Breakker, chaos ensued, and the babyfaces stick tall to kind of end the segment, setting up the match for later. Before we moved on to Americano versus AJ Styles, after Americano interfered on behalf of Dom to stop AJ from winning the title. Raging Styles dominated early, but the appearance of the second Americano allowed the initial version to seize control. The babyface fought his way back, pushing his opponent and leaving him begging him off. The second Americano attempted to interfere on behalf of the original for the second time, but LWO's Dragon Lee cut him off, allowing Styles to counter a roll-up attempt with a Styles clash for the win. Lots of Americanos. I mean, like, it was alright, but it just kind of felt for someone who cost him a title. It's all done very quickly. Not sure about all of this loads of Americano stuff either, to be fair. Before we got Lyra Valkyria versus Raquel Rodriguez. Rodriguez used her size and strength advantage to cut off Valkyria early's onslaught and seize control ahead of the break. The aggressor targeted her opponent's back and pushing her and taking the former women's IC champion core strength away from her. Valkyria powered through her opponent's resistance in the corner and delivered a sunset flip powerbomb to turn the tide back in her favour. Valkyria tried for a Nightwing, but her back injury, coupled with a distraction from Roxanne, allowed Raquel to recover. A back and forth ensued, culminating with heel blocking a top right leg drop and delivering a Diana bomb for the victory. Yeah, decent match, and for me the right result as well. It's interesting to see where we're going, but I think Rodriguez needs a big win like that, and with the Roxanne pairs, that could set up an interesting match with her and Lyra as well, so it makes sense. AJ Lee then made her first Raw appearance for a decade, drawing huge reaction from the fans as she skipped to the ring wearing the IC title. Kept you waiting, how she said, drawing chants of welcome back. For those of you who weren't here 10 years ago and aren't exactly sure whether manerial parents were very excited to see me last Friday, Lee started her promo. Lee recapped the last decade of her life, including CHEP therapy, which got chants from the crowd. She talked about watching Raw for the first time in a long time and seeing Punk in the same ring as Becky, who belittled him. This brought out the man who trash-talked the fans, cut down Punk, and took exemption to Lee wearing her title. The babyface challenged Lee Lynch to get her title, to which the heel responded by referring to her as a Jersey trash bag weirdo. She questioned where Punk was, claiming he was hiding behind his wife and not calling her husband. Rollins joined Lynch in the aisle and you both suck chance. He suggested Lee give the title back, but then Lynch kind of didn't want to go and get it. Rollins attempted to take the title back, but found himself getting cut off by Lee. Punk joined the fray and set the Visionary up for the GTS, only for the heel to narrowly escape and join his wife at ringside. Frustratedly, he accepted the challenge for the match at WrestlePalooza. A brilliant segment for AJ Lee's first back. Important message in there as well, and also the spot at the end, setting the match up. Lynch wasn't happy about it, but yeah, it's just so good to see AJ Lee back in the ring, isn't it? We then got Penta v Rusev. Penta weathered the storm early, surviving everything thrown at him as the heel controlled the pace. As he managed to come back following the break, though, New Day and Waller made their presence felt. Luchador avoided the distraction and delivered a code red for a near fall. Later, as Penta scaled the ropes, Woods halted his momentum, allowing Rusev to recover and catch his flying opponents for a Machka kick for the victory. Yeah, overall, this gets a 5 out of 10 from me. I thought it was a good little spot for Rusev there. Great for him to get a win. Penta also can claim distraction, continue his feud with the New Day. So yeah, it worked well. Before we got Nikki Bella versus Asuka. Asuka dominated early and often in Monday's match, executing the kicks that have earned her reputation, controlling the match, working over Bella through the break and keeping her on the defensive. Bella absorbed everything Asuka threw at her and managed to come back, but the Empress of Tomorrow caught her in the Asuka lock and secured the submission victory for the win. Yeah, this gets a 5 out of 10. This is much more basic than I thought. I thought we'd get more of a match like this, but it's seemingly setting up a tag match with Rhea next week, so it makes sense. 5 out of 10. Before LA Knight War with the Vision continued in the main event, squaring off with Bronson Reed. A momentary distraction by Breakker at ringside allowed Reed to halt the Megastars early onslaught and down him, seizing control of the match and putting a popular star at disadvantage. The Badass remained involved, taking every cheap shot he could before the officials back. Still, Knight dodged an incoming Reed and mounted the comeback, exploding with a barrage of right hands to the big man. At ringside, Knight dropped a sprinting Reed, who exploded over the guardrail and into the timekeeper's position. The babyface leapt from the announce table onto the guardrail and then onto his opponent to continue his comeback. Knight allowed himself to become distracted late though, and Reed made him pay for it. He delivered the jagged edge to secure the victory. The Vision beat down Knight afterwards until Jimmy Uso made the save. He ate a spear and Jay took the fight to his heels, but ultimately cleared them out with a spear. Knight made the save with a steel chair and helped Jimmy to his feet, only to find himself on the receiving end of the spear from Jay, who drew bruise and overheard telling his brother, "We good now." Very intriguing segment. Didn't really see a Jay Uso heel turn coming this soon. It'd be intriguing to see if it is a heel turn or what it is, but yeah, certainly has more attention among the baby faces, and yeah, I'm very interested to see where this goes next week. So yeah, this gets 6 out of 10 from me. Overall, Raw this week gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I thought, yeah, it was a pretty decent episode of Raw. Of course, highlighted with AJ Lee's return. And yeah, obviously the main event segment was very intriguing as well. I think we've got a very good looking card coming up for WrestlePalooza now. And I think, yeah, I'm very much excited for it. So yeah, good stuff, 6 out of 10.
For this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.